role-play and acting classes at the Storybook Academy from July 2022 to June 2023. In this afternoon session, we will find out who among our top nominees will be crowned the Best Actor and Best Supporting Actor for the age 4 to 6 category. But before that, we will first hear from YB Hannah, the Minister of Youth and Sport, who cannot be here in person today, but will deliver her speech via video. Let's hear it from YB Hannah!
Hi everyone, my name is Hannah Yo. I'm not able to be there for the Storybook Academy Awards. I just want to encourage every participant to continue to pursue your passion, and remember, when you are pursuing your passion, work diligently. I know that these years as you are growing and learning are very, very important to shape the person that you will be someday. Remember always to obey your father and mother and be kind to others. Thank you.
What an inspiring speech from YB Hannah! Thank you so much for your encouragement. And now, before our awards presentation, we will have two enchanting performances from our little actors. First, may we present to you the Nutcracker Prince, presented by 11 young actors from the Storybook Academy. All of them just from the age of 4 to 7. Sit tight while our actors and team get ready.
The Nutcracker and the Mouse King. Scene 1, The Spell. Once upon a time, there was a king and a queen who lived in a big palace. They held lavish parties and were very generous to their subjects. There was always plenty of food for all. But one Christmas night, the palace kitchen was infested with mice which ate all the food. The queen told the king,
"The kitchen is full of mice, and they have everything. There is nothing left for our guests."
The king was angry, and he summoned his chief inventor, Drosselmeyer.
"You must help me to get rid of all the mice."
The king said to Drosselmeyer, and Drosselmeyer replied,
"Don't worry, Your Royal Highness. I have a plan on how to trap the mice."
And the king said,
"Very good. Take all the help you need from my men. They will help you."
Drosselmeyer bowed and left. Soon, all the mice were caught and trapped thanks to Drosselmeyer, and he returned to see the king and queen. Drosselmeyer said,
"My king and queen, I am pleased to inform you that the palace is now free from mice. We have trapped and killed all of them."
The king and queen were delighted and rewarded Drosselmeyer generously. The queen said,
"You have done well, Drosselmeyer."
and the king said,
"Take this as your reward. You have helped us save the day for us."
and he handed Drosselmeyer a bag of gold. But what the king and queen did not know was that the mice had their own queen too. And the mouse queen flew into a rage and vowed revenge. The mouse queen found the queen one day alone in her room. And the queen was alarmed when she saw a tiny mouse dressed in royal robes, wearing a little crown on her tiny little head. The queen said,
"Hey, little thing, who are you?"
"How dare artist? I am the mouse queen. Take me of all mice."
"Why are you here?"
"Do you realize what you have done? How dare you harm my children?"
"But your children ate all our food."
"Because you harm my children, I will make you pay. I will turn your son into a dark door."
Then the Mouse Queen disappeared behind the curtains. And the Queen sobbed in despair. Her son, the Prince, had just turned 12 years old. When the King came in, he found the Queen crying. And he asked,
"What is the matter, my dear? Why are you crying?"
The Queen told him about what the Mouse Queen had said.
We must save him. What should we do?
And the King ordered,
"Have care guard our son's face so no mouse can approach him."
For many nights, cats guarded over the little prince, until one night the cats all fell asleep, and no one noticed a tiny creature lurking in the shadows. It was the Mouse Queen. She looked at the prince sleeping peacefully. Then she said,
"Tonight I shall have my bed for Buddy has died."
She climbed on top of the boy's bed and cast her spell.
A picture of the bee that wouldn't knock on the top will be all you see. Ha 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 ha.
And she disappeared into the night. Scene 2, the special present. It was Christmas Eve. It was Christmas Eve, and Clara and Fritz were very excited. It was a Christmas party tonight, and they could hardly wait for it to start. They hung gleaming balls on the Christmas tree, and as a finishing touch, Clara hung a tiny Sugarplum fairy on the tree. Clara said,
"There, this is the most perfect Christmas tree."
as she clapped her hands excitedly. Finally, the guests arrived, and they placed presents under the Christmas tree. But one very special guest had not arrived.
Sit here.
Bye-bye, guests! Suddenly, there was a loud knock on the door. Knock, knock, knock. And Clara cried running to the door. Clara said,
"He's here." I yawned too.
the special guest was Clara's godfather, Drosselmeyer. He was a famous toy maker and made lots of toys. Clara gave him a big hug. And Drosselmeyer said,
I have a very special present for you to tell Clara.
and he placed the package under the tree. And he waved goodbye to Clara and Fritz. Later, when all the guests had left, Clara and her brother Fritz sat next to the Christmas tree and wondered aloud about the presents they would be getting. Fritz said, I'm sure.
I am sure this year I will get a whole army of toys holding. Really? I thought you took it off. They will be fighting with each other, cannons and guns.
And Clara said dreamily,
It will be nice if we get a ballerina doll.
The next morning, Fritz and Clara unwrapped their gifts. Toy soldiers and dolls of all sorts were popping out from the boxes. Fritz grabbed a toy horse head mounted on a chestnut stick.
Eleia, look Clara, I am a cowboy.
As he galloped wildly across the room. Then, Clara looked for the present that Godfather Drosselmeyer had given her. She soon found the present tied up with a big red bow. She untied it and folded back a corner of the paper, and inside she found a wooden Nutcracker doll dressed like a soldier. Fritz said,
He's kind of funny looking.
the Nutcracker's head was too short and his head was too big. His mouth was wide open so his big jaws could fit a nut in between. But Clara said,
I like this funny looking Nutcracker.
and Fritz said, he's useless.
He's useless unless you want to eat red nuts.
He grabbed the doll from Clara and tried to put a hard and large walnut into the Nutcracker's jaw. He pressed and squeezed the cracker until crunch! He had broken the poor Nutcracker's jaw. Clara cried,
Stop it, Fritz! You're hurting him!
After she snatched the Nutcracker back, she cradled him in her arms. And Fritz said,
Keep your broken nut.
Keep your broken Nutcracker.
Keep your broken Nutcracker. What good is a broken Nutcracker if you cannot do his job?
Clara tried to put the nut and Fritz exited the room. Then Clara tried to put the Nutcracker's jaw back together by tying a handkerchief around it, but that did not work very well. She wept and said,
You'll be like you tomorrow when Godfather comes. He will fix you, don't worry.
and she vowed to protect the little wooden man forever. She left him under the Christmas tree, but thought that he would feel lonely, and soon she fell asleep. 3. The Mouse King and the Nutcracker Prince. At the stroke of midnight, Clara was awakened from her sleep by the clock's chimes. It took her a while for her to realize she was not in bed. She noticed her Nutcracker doll had vanished. Suddenly there was a gleam of light in the room, and to Clara's surprise, Godfather Drosselmeyer was standing next to her. Clara cried,
Godfather, what a fright you gave me.
and Drosselmeyer Godfather said,
Hello, Clara. What's the matter? Why were you crying?
Fritz broke the new Nutcracker doll you gave me, and now I could not find him.
and Godfather said,
Don't worry, Clara. I have put the Nutcracker jack back together, and he's all right now. Just promise me you always love him no matter what happens.
Oh, I sure will, Godfather. I will always love him, even though Fritz thinks he looks funny. I will always protect him.
He will protect you too, Clara.
Then something magical happened. A bright light again flashed across the room, and Godfather Drosselmeyer vanished. Clara looked around and saw she was under the Christmas tree. It seemed to be growing taller and taller, but the tree wasn't growing, she was shrinking. Soon she was as small as a mouse, and she cried,
Help! What's happening to me?
Clara then saw something leaping around. Her Nutcracker doll had come to life.
I am Nutcracker Prince, and I'm here to protect you.
He said with a bow. Prince pulled out a whistle and gave a shrill blow. And at once, the toy box flew open and Fritz's toy soldiers sprang to life. The Nutcracker Prince cried out, and the Nutcracker Prince said,
Attention, my brave soldiers!
and he said, prepare yourself.
Prepare yourself for a battle, men!
The other toys under the tree moved as if waking up. Fritz's toy soldiers were mustering forces. Then the Nutcracker Prince's Strange sounds were coming from within the walls. An army of mice appeared and began to scurry across the room. They crept closer and closer to Clara, but Clara hid behind the prince. The Nutcracker prince shouted,
"We must protect Clara! Are you ready, man? Fight!"
It was a ferocious battle. All the toys fought the mice bravely. Finally, the soldiers marched out and fired huge lumps of cheese on the mice. Some lumps landed in the corners and the other mice scampered after them, while others just ate the cheese hungrily. But the fight wasn't over yet.
Well played, Nutcracker Prince, but you failed miserably.
And Clara saw a mouse as bold as brass, wearing a glittering crown.
Give me the girl. I'll take her to my kingdom. No! You can never have her! We will protect her with our lives! How dare you defy me, you villain! You pay!
When the prince drew his sword to fight, the Mouse King boasted,
You first! You'll never defeat me! I'm the king of mine!
Soon, the prince and the Mouse King were locked in battle. Their swords clanged as they danced around the room.
Ha ha ha! What clumsy fellow you are! Take this and that!
Suddenly, the prince tripped on a lump of cheese and fell. The Nutcracker prince fell. Seizing his chance, the Mouse King towered over the prince and put his sword to the
I
prince's
got
neck.
you! Now die!
But just as the Mouse King was about to strike, Clara whipped off her shoe and threw it as hard as the sword at his head. And the Mouse King fell to the ground dead, and his crown tumbled from his head. Clara rushed over to the Nutcracker prince.
My dear Nutcracker, are you alright? Yes, thanks to you, we have defeated the Mouse King.
Clara helped him up. He triumphantly claimed the Mouse King's crown in victory! The
Victory!
all ran and hid! As they were afraid of the girl with the slipper, and the toy soldiers started cheering, hooray! 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 Scene 4. The Sugarplum Fairy and the Land of Sweets. The prince placed the Mouse King's crown on Clara, and then something magical happened. The Nutcracker prince transformed into a real prince. The prince said,
I owe you my life, Princess Clara.
"You've broken a spell."
You have broken a spell that was put on me a long time ago by the wicked Mouse Queen.
And Clara said,
I'm glad you're safe, but you are mistaken. I'm now the princess. Yes, you are.
Clara then saw she was now wearing a glistening gown and beautiful shoes, and she gasped in amazement. The prince said,
Come with me to a place of adventure.
The walls of the sitting room seemed to disappear. Beautiful sleigh drew up in front of them, led by 2 reindeer.
Step this way, Princess Clara. I will bring you to a land far away.
Clara and the prince climbed aboard, and they were swept high above the sky among the sparkling stars. The prince asked,
Do you see the majestic forest below?
as he pointed to a forest covered with crisp white snow. Just then, a beautiful lady dressed in sparkling white appeared among the trees. It was the Ice Queen. The elegant queen said,
Prince Nutcracker and Princess Clara.
and she curtsied.
It's good to see you again, Ice Queen.
The prince said with a bow. Then the Ice Queen led them to her icy palace, which glistened in the moonlight. In the icy palace, the Ice Queen announced,
Dancers, are you ready? Music!
piano began to play, and ballerinas dressed in silver and white twirled into the middle of the room. They twinkled like snowflakes and spun around. It was time to move on.
Bye!
The Prince and Clara waved goodbye to the Ice Queen and soon they were off again. Soon, Clara saw a magical land down below. Lollipop trees shimmered on Candy Floss Hill. There were gingerbread houses and rivers of honey and an orange-scented breeze. Clara said,
This place looks wonderful. Where are we?
We are in the land of sweets!
Their sled landed beside a lake, and on the far side of the lake was a magnificent marzipan palace. A fairy with delicate wings was waving at them from the gate. And the prince said,
Look, it's the Sugarplum fairy!
and the fairy cried out,
Prince Nutcracker is my couple.
and the prince introduced Clara to Fairy.
It's good to be home, and this is Princess Clara. She was the one that broke the Mouse Queen's spell.
The Sugarplum fairy said,
Come and join the celebration.
she welcomed them with a curtsy and a wave of her sparkly wand. Inside the palace, Clara and the prince saw an array of delicious cakes and sweets. Clara said to the fairy,
Oh, fairy, did you know we had such a massive battle with the Mouse King? Oh, yeah, you're very brave. Come and sit down here.
the fairy said as she showed them to two magnificent candy thrones. Then, the fairy announced,
Dancers,
Now everyone,
not everyone.
let's dance.
Let's dance in honor of Princess Clara and Prince Nutcracker.
And the first thing she said was,
First, may I present
the Spanish
the Spanish hot chocolate.
dance.
Dance.
And soon, Clara and the prince joined in as well. Sugarplum fairy's turn. Clara had never seen such dancing. The fairy twirled and twirled around in her plum-colored dress. The dance continued, Clara's eyelids began to droop. Her adventures had made her tired. The sound of the music became fainter and fainter. When Clara woke up the next morning, she found herself under the Christmas tree. Toys were strewn across the floor. Her brother Fritz came into the room. Clara said to Fritz,
"Oh, I had the most wonderful adventure. You should have been there, Fritz."
She told him all about the Mouse King, the Nutcracker Prince, and the Land of Sweets, but her brother just laughed. Ha ha ha, it's just a dream.
It's just a dream. You must be eating too many sweets,
he said as he picked up his toy soldiers and left the room. Clara looked at the wooden nutcracker in her hand. Had it been a dream? But she saw something glinting on the carpet and she smiled. It was a tiny crown. She whispered to the Nutcracker.
Merry Christmas, Prince Nutcracker.
The end.
For her role as Nasu in The Lion. Is Ambrose Maiden here? Ambrose?
gentlemen, boys and girls, the best supporting actor for the age 4 to 6 category. Now we will move on to another performance. 8 kids from age 5 to 8 from the Storybook Academy will be bringing you the performance of a Winnie the Pooh's Christmas Tale. Woo! Now sit tight as our children get ready for the performance.
A Winnie the Pooh Christmas Tale. Scene 1. Eeyore loses a tail. The story starts with Edward Bear, who is also known to his friends as Winnie the Pooh, or Pooh for short. He was walking through the forest, humming proudly to himself, when he came across his friend. It was Eeyore, the old grey donkey. Eeyore was standing by himself in a thistle corner of the forest, his front feet well apart and his head on one side. Pooh said to Eeyore,
How are you, Eeyore?
Not very hard. I don't seem to have felt at all hard for a long time.
Dear, I'm sorry about that. Why? What's happened to your tail? It's not fair.
Someone must have taken it.
Pooh felt he ought to say something helpful about it, but didn't quite know what. So he decided to do something helpful instead.
Eeyore, I, Winnie the Pooh, will find your...
So Winnie the Pooh set off to find the tail for Eeyore. In the 100-acre wood, Pooh picked up a pine cone from the ground and examined it. He wondered if it would make a good tail for Eeyore. But suddenly he had a better idea. He decided to ask his wise old friend Owl.
Hello.
Off he went to Owl's house and he pulled on a very funny-looking bell rope. Ding dong! And when Owl opened the door, Owl suggested a Find the Tail for Eeyore contest. Pooh thought it was a great idea! And Christopher Robin organized a meeting with Eeyore as the exhibit. Christopher Robin announced,
Attention please, attention! Our dear friend Eeyore has lost her tail. So we will have a contest to find a new tail for Eeyore.
and everyone shouted, "Hooray!" As Pooh thought hard on where to find the tail, he dashed towards home where the most perfect tail he could think of was hanging on his wall. And Pooh put the clock where Eeyore's tail had been, and Eeyore thanked him. When Christopher Robin saw Eeyore's new tail, he said,
Congratulations, Pooh! You've won the contest.
the prize was a pot of honey. But before Pooh could even scoop out one pawful of the gooey stuff, crunch! Eeyore had sat on his clock too and crushed it. Oh no! Piglet asked.
Are you quite alright? We could give balloon a try.
But as Piglet carried his red balloon over to Eeyore, his feet lifted off the ground and he cried out,
Wow! Help! I'm flying away! Save me, somebody!
Luckily, Rabbit jumped up and caught Piglet, and Rabbit tied the bright red balloon to Eeyore's bottom. Then Rabbit asked,
What do you think, Eeyore?
but Eeyore discovered the problem with having a balloon for a tail is that you have to go where it wants to go and not the other way around. He started floating everywhere until Christopher Robin pulled Eeyore back to earth and untied the balloon. And he suggested,
Let's try something else.
Tigger then came along and told Eeyore. Tigger said, we just need to get you Tiggerized.
We just need to get you Tiggerized.
But in this excitement, Tigger attached a large spring to where Eeyore's tail had been. Boing, 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 and sets Eeyore in motion. Then Tigger said,
Now you just need to learn how to bounce like a tiger.
And Eeyore went up and down, up and down, up and down. He was bouncing out of control before Pooh brought Eeyore back and helped remove the Tigger tail. Next, Rabbit tied an umbrella to Eeyore's tail. Then Rabbit asked,
What do you think, Eeyore? This will not fly away.
but Eeyore wasn't happy with it. So Piglet tried putting a party hat. But that did not work out very well. So next, Piglet tried a dart target. Until at last, they all ran out of ideas. And Eeyore said,
It's okay. I will learn to live without you.
but Kanga felt terrible seeing Eeyore so downcast. Kanga said,
Oh dear, I have to study in Chinese.
and Kanga
Oh dear,
attached,
I will have to study in Chinese.
and Kanga attached her scarf to Eeyore's backside. And Roo said,
There you are.
but in a very short while, Kanga's scarf yarn was coming undone, and Eeyore was dragging it along with him wherever he went.
Oh dear, come here, Eeyore. Let me help you with that.
She removed her scarf, and the friends were almost ready to give up, when suddenly Pooh remembered the odd-looking bell rope he had seen outside Owl's home. He ran to fetch it and showed it to the others.
Nice bell rope, Smith. I wonder where Owl got it from.
And Christopher Robin laughed and said,
That's Eeyore's tail.
With those words, Pooh unhooked the tail and carried it back to Eeyore. And Christopher Robin nailed it on its right place again. And soon, Eeyore jumped about the forest, waving his tail happily. And for Pooh's reward, Christopher Robin gave him a big pot of honey. Scene 2, the North Pole and Tails. One fine day, Pooh had stumped up to the top of the forest to see his friend Christopher Robin. Christopher Robin was sitting outside his door putting on his big boots. And as soon as Pooh saw the big boots, he knew an adventure was going to happen. Christopher said,
We are all going on an expedition.
Going on an expedition? Where are we going to on this expedition?
Expedition with an X, silly old bear. It means a long line of everything. You better go and tell the others. We're going to discover the North Pole.
Pooh ran off quickly. And the first person he met was Rabbit. And Pooh said to Rabbit,
Hello, Rabbit. Is that you? Let's pretend it's not and see what happens.
excitedly, Pooh told Rabbit where they were about to go and that they might need to take a boat. But Rabbit was puzzled.
We're going on the boat, you mean on the sea? Yes, to discover a pole or something, or was it a mole? We are discovering the North Pole, huh?
Pooh asked Rabbit to tell Kanga, as he now had to hurry off to tell Piglet. He left Rabbit and hurried down to Piglet's house. Piglet was sitting at the door of his house dandelion, with Tigger next to him. When Pooh came up, and Pooh said,
"Oh, Piglet, we're going on an expedition to discover something."
Is there anything that I might eat?
Nothing fierce? Nothing fierce?
Nothing fierce like him.
And Pooh said,
Christopher Robin didn't say anything about fears. He just said it had an X.
Is there anything that I might eat? Christopher Robin is coming. I don't mind anything.
in a little while they were already at the top of the forest. And the expedition started. There came Christopher Robin, Rabbit, Kanga with Roo in her pocket, and Eeyore, who was reluctant to go but got up anyway. And they all went to discover the pole. And as they walked, they chatted to each other of this and that, all except Pooh, who was making up a song. But suddenly Christopher Robin turned around and asked everyone to keep quiet.
We're coming to a dangerous place.
They had come to a stream which twisted and tumbled between high rocky banks. Christopher Robin saw at once how dangerous it was. He said,
How?
"It's just a place."
This is just a place for an ambush. What sort of bush?
And Piglet said,
It's an ambush tool when somebody jumps at you suddenly.
and Christopher Robin called,
How?
and they all went and rested. While everyone was resting, Christopher Robin whispered to Rabbit,
Do you know how the North Pole looks like? Niyaz, you mean, huh? I suppose it's a pole sticking on the ground.
and Christopher nodded knowingly.
But if it's a pole sticking on the ground, where will it be?
And they all went back to the others. Piglet was lying on his back, sleeping peacefully. Roo was washing his face and paws in the stream. And Kanga said, "Oh my!"
Oh my, this is the first time Ru ever washed himself.
There came a sudden squeak from Roo, a splash, and a loud cry of alarm from Kanga.
Oh no, help everyone, Ru has fallen in.
And Piglet cried out,
Where did he fall? He has fallen in the stream and he can't swim.
Tigger said, and Tigger said, "Look at the kid go!
Look at the kid go!
Boing, boing, boing.
Boing, boing, boing!
And Roo said,
Look at me swimming.
Eeyore had turned around and hung his little tail over the first pool into which Roo had fallen in. And Eeyore said,
Hold on my tail, little Ru.
everyone tried to reach out to catch Roo and shouted his name.
Ru!
But Roo continued to float down the stream. And Roo said,
Look at me swimming.
but Pooh was getting something. 2 pools below Roo, Pooh was
Look at
standing
me
with a long
swimming.
pole in his paws. And Roo came up and took one end of it and climbed out. And Kanga scolded Roo gently.
Dear, oh dear, look at you. You are all soaked too.
But Roo squeaked excitedly while Kanga rubbed him down and asked.
Did you see me swimming?
Then Christopher Robin came back with Rabbit. He was looking at Pooh. He asked,
Pooh, where did you get that pole? I just found it and picked it up. Pooh, the expedition is over. You found the North Pole.
Then they all went to look for Eeyore. was sitting with his tail in the water when they all got back to him. Eeyore grumbled that his tail was getting numb from the cold water. And when he saw Roo, he took his tail out of the water and swished it from side to side. Eeyore said,
It's all feeling it now.
Christopher Robin took out his handkerchief and said,
Let me try it for you, Eeyore.
and Eeyore said,
Thank you, Mr. Robin. They're the only one who thinks are instead of tails. But the others think that there's a little bit extra at the back.
and Christopher Robin said,
Hey everyone, who's found the North Pole?
Tigger asked, and Tigger asked, is that it? And Tigger asked, is that it? Is that it?
Is this what they're looking for?
Christopher Robin nodded.
Is that it?
Christopher Robin nodded. They all stuck the pole in the ground.
Guys,
And Christopher Robin tied a message onto it. He read the message,
North Pole, discovered by Pooh. Pooh found it.
and they all went home again. And I think, but I am not quite sure, that Roo had a hot bath and went straight to bed. But Pooh went back to his own house feeling very proud of what he had done and had a little something to revive himself. Scene 3. All I Want for Christmas. Christmas was coming, and one morning Pooh woke up with a rumbly in his tummy. Pooh said,
oh, water, I seem to be all out of honey. Now what's the hungry bird to do?
Pooh was a bear of very little brain, but with his tummy's help, he soon came up with an idea. He wandered through the 100-acre wood to look for his friends and found them all gathered on the top of a hill with Christopher Robin. A snowflake fell, and Tigger jumped and gobbled it up with one big gulp. And he said,
It needs more salt.
Tigger waved at his friends on the hill and said,
Wait for Tigger.
boing, boing, boing.
Boing, 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 boing.
Tigger bounced towards his friends using his tail and landed on a very annoyed rabbit. Christopher Robin was about to write something in his little notebook. As he scribbled it on his notebook, he said,
Dear Santa,
and then he said to everyone,
you've all been well behaved this year. What kind of presents would you like Santa to bring you?
Rabbit wanted something practical, and he waved his old fly swatter around.
I would like a new fly swatter to keep the bugs off my carrots.
When Christopher proceeded to write this in his notebook, Pooh whispered something into Christopher Robin's ear. He wanted Santa to bring Rabbit some honey just in case he gets drunk. And Christopher Robin laughed as he knew Pooh only wanted the honey for himself. Then he asked what Eeyore wanted.
I will ask for a new tail, just in case my tail got lost salt in water again, but not that it matters if I don't get one.
And he sighed loudly.
Hi.
Then Christopher Robin said,
Don't worry, Eeyore. I'm sure Santa won't mind bringing you a new tail.
While Christopher wrote down his request, Pooh again whispered to Christopher.
Maybe a jar of honey for your tooth?
And Christopher Robin smiled. Then Tigger added his request, which was a strange one, waving around his tail. He said, Can Santa Claus
Can Santa Claus bring me a snowshoe for my tail?
I take a size.
I take a size for Triple E. Why do you want that? If my tail does not get a shoe, then I won't be able to bounce very much.
Boing, boing, boing.
Boing, 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 boing.
Then Christopher Robin turned his attention to Piglet. He asked,
Piglet, what will you want Santa to bring you?
Oh dear, I really haven't been able to decide. Whatever Santa wants to bring is fine with me.
Pooh, always a voice of consideration, whispered another suggestion into Christopher Robin's ear.
Perhaps a few pots of
Honey.
Kanga and Roo too gave their request to Christopher when he asked them what presents they would like from Santa.
Christopher Robin, a new scarf from Santa would be nice.
And Roo shouted excitedly,
I want a swimsuit so I can go swimming again. No, you won't. You need a British sweater.
Then Pooh said,
Wait, Christopher Robin, we almost forgot. What do you want for Christmas?
Christopher Robin, with a smile on his face, expressed his desire for a sled big enough to fit himself and a few friends. He finished his note and put it inside an envelope. Then he stood up and he flung his envelope into the wind and said,
Next up, the North Pole. Off you go, Santa.
and all his friends cheered! And they saw the note fly and float away with the wind. But Piglet cried out suddenly,
Oh no, Pooh, you didn't ask for a present. Whatever will we do?
but Pooh just smiled. He knew Christopher Robin had written down his request for Santa. For what else would a Pooh Bear want for Christmas or any other time? The end.
Enjoy it? Now we will move on to the next thing on our agenda. The best actor for each 4 to 6 category. May I again invite Nicole Combs to come on stage to present the award for this category. Rishan Rahul and Rogi from Young Ago.
be fine. The time is not gone too far. Well, I am tired on my own. Where do you want to go? I can take care of myself.
And the Best Actor Award for age 4 to 6 category goes to...
Came after his soccer class insisting that he wants to come. Thank you very much everyone.